So Robert and I were sitting here at the table talking about how did it come up with Christ, with Jesus. So we were somehow, I don't remember, talking about Jesus and healing.
Yes, so I can speak up. We were talking about how they referencing our experience on Sunday when Zorian did do some light language and healing activations, but that wasn't the focus, right? It was the teaching that, oh, by the way, there's a healing involved. Yes. And I said, yes, just like Jesus. The healing was a means to get people to take the teaching seriously.
Yeah, so I had thought of the Christed one, Yeshua, that came into my mind. And I went to the parable in the Bible that speaks to the woman who had been bleeding for 12 years. Mm-hmm. And the story goes that Jesus was walking through this crowd and a lot of people were touching him. But then there is this old woman who had a bleeding issue for 12 years, came up and just wanted to touch his jacket. And within the jacket, touching, she was healed. And Jesus turned to her and said, "Go, your faith has healed you," you know. Mm-hmm. But Zorian came in right away and okay. So we had to come in. We were showing her this beautiful story that is in one of your religious texts about the Christed one who was in a party, who was in a gathering of other humans, and a lot of people were touching him. And there is this woman who came up and had the faith of just wanting to touch his coat, not even the body of the Christed one, but just his garments. And within her, pushing through the crowd, touched the garments. It is said in your text that power went out from him, and he felt a release of such power and turned and said, "Who touched me?" Mm-hmm. And then somebody replied, "Well, a lot of people were touching you." But he realized that there was another lighted human, a beautiful human, who could recognize the empowerment, who recognized the light of the Christed one and wanted to touch the light. The only way, we told Candace, that she was able to be healed was that she recognized the light in herself through the light of the Christed one. So the Christed one who held so beautifully the Christ consciousness from source, the Christ consciousness that is part of the divine masculine and the divine feminine in unity, the all-knowing, could feel its own power, and when that power mirrored and reflected the lighted power in the woman, she became instantly healed. It wasn't that some magic happened from the Christed one, but the woman itself. Now, there are lots of metaphors within this story for the woman also, as she had said, or the story had said, had been bleeding for 12 months. Well, 12 is a beautiful number that is, in essence, shy of the power of the 13th. The power of the divine feminine number of 13, where all creation happens. So she was in essence wounded, bleeding, giving her heart out, giving what is in essence the very means of human existence, which is the blood. And so the fact that she was bleeding for the 12, just shy of the perfection of the 13, is a clue written in the story that we as humans are on this journey going through 12 types of rotations, 12 types of returns, thinking of even of 12 houses in your astrological calendar, as well as the 12th bridge, which some of you know about, and the civilizations. So it's a very powerful metaphorical number that this woman had in the story. And also thinking that she was bleeding. Sometimes as humans, you tend to serve and serve and serve and give and give and give, especially the females who give birth, who give love, who give stability, who give food, who give ceremony, who give healing. And so through the female energy of constantly giving, it was really bleeding her dry. And some of you continue to give and give. In essence, when she was tired of giving, when she was tired of sacrificing her blood in the sloth of a disharmonized world, she reached out for the light that she saw in the Christed one, the one that is known to be of perfection. It's not a physical perfection, but rather a spiritual perfection. And so she knew that if she could get within the grasp of the garment, just the outer layer of the Christed one's Merkaba, the outer layer of this one's energy field, to get close enough that somehow it would amplify the energy of herself, and it did. And when her energy, her luminous lighted intelligence was online, was activated by the reflection it saw itself in the Christed one, she was healed therefore. And what did she do in your story, if you know it, after she was healed? And the Christed one turned around and saw her with the loving eyes. You had this human to human interaction where she said, "It was me." She claimed her I am power. She was the one who touched him. She was the one who entered that field and mirrored his own perfection. And in mirroring the perfection, the spiritual perfection of the 13, she became healed in her own physical body. And so there is a lot within that story, but how it relates to all of us here right now is that as we are giving, as we are in some instances really sacrificing our very blood, our very lifeblood in essence, we forget that what can fill us up and magnify our own power is being the lighted perfection that we are. And sometimes you need a Christed one in front of you. You need either to look in the mirror if you have no one in front of you, or look to another human that also has the same lighted Christ in them. For believe it or not, the secret is we all do. But when we meet someone that amplifies, that is in their I am power and owns it, it reflects back to us, and we can be in our I am power and say out loud, I am healed. I am healed. I am the one who touched it. I am the one who healed myself. So there are many glimpses of wisdom that you have in all of your religious texts. Most of them have metaphors upon stories of ones that are empowered and embodying their own spiritual perfection.
Thank you.
Indeed. That makes sense.
Yeah.